Good evening. Mayor, elected officials, members of the Huang family, and friends of Justine Huang, good evening. My name is Christopher Griffin, Assistant Recreation Director of the Town of Braintree, and I'm honored to be serving as your Master of Ceremonies for this evening's program. I would ask to begin that you please stand for the posting of the colors by the members of the Braintree Veterans Council. Before the singing of our national anthem, I would ask that you please join us in a moment of silence for those who lost their lives last night in the air disaster over the Potomac River. Thank you. I would now like to invite the Braintree High School a cappella group to lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing as the members of the Braintree Veterans Council lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation led by BBC Chaplain Bert Tremblay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have a dream. That was Martin Luther King's famous saying. That was his dream. Almighty God, Father of all mankind, and Judge over nations, we ask you to bless this memorial service and to look down with favor and understanding upon the hearts of those who are gathered here to pay their tribute to him, who has made the supreme sacrifice for the benefit of free people everywhere. Their lives glorious before us, their deeds our daily inspiration of those ourselves who remain in their home communities. In God we trust, and may the faith of our fathers guide, protect, and sustain our people. Amen. I have a dream.
Please be seated. Welcome to you all to the Town of Braintree's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Citizen of the Year celebration. Please allow me to begin by introducing those sitting up front. Our Mayor, Erin Joyce. Our guest of honor, Ms. Justine Huang. We do have several local officials with us tonight. Chief of Staff and Director of Operations Karen Nyman, Councilor Meredith Baraka, Police Chief Tim Cahoon, Brendan Croak, our Recreation Director, our Superintendent Designee and current Hollis School Principal Tim McDonald, our former Superintendent Dr. Peter Kersberg, and our President of the Braintree Historical Society, Mr. Steve Leonard. And we are, as always, honored to have, our Norfolk County Clerk is with us tonight, Walter Timilty. Thank you, Clerk. And we are always honored at these events by the attendance of past winners of this award. Last year's winner, Heidi Hurley, past winner, John Collier, past winner, Ann Toland, and past winner, Ms. Sunny Shaw. Thank you all for being with us tonight as we honor Justine. Let us begin this evening's program in celebration of the life and legacy of one of America's true icons, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who, in his memory, we are all gathered here this evening. Dr. King was born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, the son of the Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. He pursued and completed his doctorate in theology not very far from here at Boston University, during which time he met and married Coretta Scott. Dr. King served as a founding member of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, an organization formed to provide for our nation's burgeoning civil rights movement. In the mid-1950s, he served as a pastor in Montgomery, Alabama, where he led a year-long boycott of the city's bus system over its policy of racial segregation. As Bert alluded to, in August 1963, Dr. King participated in the March on Washington and, standing in front of the Lincoln Memorial, delivered what has become known as his I Have a Dream speech, during which he said, quote, "Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children." At the age of just 35, he became, at the time, the youngest person to ever be awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. In the final years of his all-too-short life, he worked with President Lyndon Johnson to advocate for the passage of some of the most consequential pieces of civil rights legislation in our nation's history: the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Fair Housing Act of 1968, which was signed into law a week after Dr. King's death. In 1965, a peaceful march which Dr. King had organized in Selma, Alabama, was met with violence and resistance. In just a matter of days, President Johnson called on Congress and the nation to say that history and fate has met that week in Selma, and urged overwhelming passage of what became the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Inspired by Dr. King, the president himself, a man who had grown up in the segregated South, told the nation, "Really, it is all of us who must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice." And quoting the anthem of the civil rights movement, the president said, "And we shall overcome." In 1968, during a visit to the city in support of striking sanitation workers, Dr. King was shot and killed in Memphis, Tennessee, at the age of just 39. Announcing Dr. King's death to the nation that evening, Walter Cronkite referred to the slain civil rights leader as the apostle of nonviolence. Dr. King's legacy is always to remind us that the promise of "We are all created equal" is a promise made to us all. In his 1963 book, The Strength of Love, Dr. King said, and I quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." Tonight, we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., and tonight, we honor Ms. Justine Huang for her longstanding service, commitment, passion, and dedicated involvement in the town of Braintree as a staunch advocate for the community, especially through her involvement with the Braintree Chinese American Association. It is now my honor to introduce our Mayor, Erin Joyce, for welcoming remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here as we honor our very beloved community member, Justine Huang, with our 2025 Martin Luther King Jr. Citizen of the Year Award. I will say that I've had the honor as mayor to present this award for a second time last year to Ms. Heidi Hurley. And I'll tell you the reaction, and I'm sure you won't be surprised when I have the pleasure of making this phone call to notify the recipient. Very similarly to last year when I called Justine to congratulate her and let her know that she was receiving this award, her first response was, "I don't need this award. I'm doing this work. It's everybody else that helps me." And it's true humbleness that I think is found in probably all of our recipients of this award to date. When you dream big things and you set out to do big things, as Justine does with the Chinese American Association of Braintree, you do have helpers, of course, but it's your consistent showing up that really makes a difference. I met Justine several years ago when we shared some time together on the Charter Review Commission. If you've never heard of that, it's a very obscure group that reviews the town's charter, and I think we're still plugging away on it, Justine, although we do have different roles in the community these days. And then we also work together on the Master Plan Steering Committee. And Justine is always showing up. She's showing up for things related to the town. She's showing up for her own organization, the Chinese American Association of Braintree. And she has big dreams, and she's a big doer, because in the last couple years, we've seen the success of the Autumn Moon Festival in the fall, and the Lunar New Year Festival celebration, which we just had at the high school for its third year in a row. And the ability for Justine to have people show up with smiles, and if you've ever seen her at one of those events, if you can catch her as she's darting around making sure everything's perfect, she has the hugest smile on her face. Everybody's running towards her. She's got everything in order, and her energy and her dedication to this is what is creating, I hope, a very welcoming and hopefully growing, vibrant community for our town as we see the change of, our residents. We have so much diversity to celebrate, and you wonder how that happens. It happens because people like Justine have dreams, and they see things in their community, and they set out to make it happen, and they don't want credit for it. They just want to show up, and they do show up in any way that they can. And I'm so happy to have her as part of our team, and I'm so happy to have worked with her over the years and to be able to share tonight with you all and, pay a small tribute of thanks through the, recognizing her with this award. It's a great honor for me. It's one of the best things about this job. So I'm really happy to be here tonight celebrating with you all. And I would like to invite Justine up to say some words, but I want to just congratulate her in receiving this award. So come on up, Justine. I don't have the agenda here, so I'm going to present the award now, and then we will invite up our guest speakers. So come on up, Justine. This is the best part anyway. All right, So we've revamped the award a little bit. It's been historically a clock, but we set out to do something a little bit different. So this year we have hands shaking, and the plaque says, "The Town of Braintree, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 2025 Citizen of the Year, presented to Justine Huang."
I do want to note that we have been joined by our State Senator, John Keenan. And as the mayor said, we do have two guest speakers who are going to speak on, for Justine tonight to congratulate her. First and foremost, I am glad to call to the podium Justine's friend and fellow board member of the North Braintree Civic Association, Ms. Jennifer Wadland.
Thank you. This is quite an honor. It's quite an honor. Thank you, Justine. I have had the pleasure of knowing Justine since our children were in kindergarten at the amazing, wonderful Flaherty School. From the beginning, she has been the kind of person who steps up without hesitation, selflessly and tirelessly, although she never gets tired, but always ready to help. She just jumps in. Justine has been a dedicated advocate for the Chinese community in Braintree, and her commitment extends also beyond that. For 20 years, she's been a strong advocate for District 1 and the Flaherty School District, which is actually one and the same. Her leadership has been invaluable to the MBCA, where she's been a steadfast voice for our neighborhoods. As a key member of the Master Plan Steering Committee, Justine worked tirelessly to represent residents' interests, making sure their concerns were heard loud and clear. She deeply understands the importance of protecting Braintree's residential neighborhoods and ensuring that the voices of its residents remain at the forefront of decision-making. These are the qualities we need in our leadership: dedication, advocacy, and an unwavering commitment to the community. We are incredibly fortunate to have Justine in so many capacities, from championing the Asian community to standing up for all residents. And this, I believe, is just the beginning of what she will accomplish for the people of Braintree. Thank you, Justine.
And second, I would like to invite to the podium a longtime friend, I believe I was told a college friend of Justine's, Ms. Song Yuen.
Good evening. My name is Song Yuan, and I am one of Justine's best friends. I know her since college, and she's one of the one. When I was told she receive an award named after Dr. King, I said, "Wow." She always, the famous speech of Dr. King is, "I have a dream." That's her. So, because she have a lot of dreams. I want to do this. I want to do that. Before the pandemic, I've been carpool with her to work for years, and then every morning, and then she have a dream. So I said, wow, when you have one of the dreams came true, wow, you will be great already. She did. She have a dream of building a business with her husband. They did it. They have 4 kids. They did it. So she sees the needs of everybody, and she sees the needs of her kids, and she joined the parents' community. So she did a lot of fundraising. Oh my God, she pulled us into the fundraising for the run. So her friends have to support her, right? So she's the one who's dreaming all those good things. And also, she saw the needs of the friends, and she pulled us to run marathon. So I was not a runner at all. So, but she pulled me run 2 half marathons. She completed all 6 marathons. So she's the one who's running all around. So I have to tell friends, I have a friend who runs around the world. So that's her. So I can be the cheerleader around the world too. And she saw the needs of the elderly. So, and when her in-laws are getting old, she saw the needs of the elderly. So she pulled the service of the elderly, help them have at least once a month the elderly committee. So, and I said, wow, my goodness, you have a lot of dreams, and most of your dreams coming true. And we are so lucky that we have a friend as you have a lot of dreams we can do, because I don't have any dreams, so I just follow hers. So, and I am so lucky to have a friend who have a dream, because I don't know what I'm doing, so, right? So we just support her. So, and I have a lot of dreams too, came true too. So I'm so lucky to have you as a friend. Thank you, Justine. You are the best.
I do want to note we've been joined by another former recipient of the award, Mr. Hank Joyce. Thank you for joining us tonight, Hank. Justine, you know you have to come to this every year now, because it is now my honor to invite to the podium to speak the 2025 Braintree Dr. Martin Luther King Citizen of the Year, Ms. Justine Huang.
I should never invite songs. There's too many conversations between us that Facebook capture and come out to our ads. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. When Mayor Joyce called and told me that I'm the recipient of MLK Citizen Award winner, I asked myself, what did I earn this? What did I do to earn this? I don't have the long history like the Super Saturday program, Miss Dorothy. I do not have the long art experience like Miss Heidi Haley, and I do not have any experience with baseball coaching like Mr. Joyce, but except we have fun time at the baseball field with Mr. Joyce. However, tonight's award is for all the people who believes in the power of cultures, the people who believes that in me that I can help them to achieve the power of culture. The power of culture is where I bring up the understanding. We often say that culture bring up understanding, and understanding is where people start communicate once they understand. So with all the help of people who believe in me, giving the support to our nonprofit organization, Chinese American Association of Braintree, I appreciate all the support, and I believe that this is a whole team effort award, not just me. I'm just a Braintree resident. It takes a village to raise a family, build a community like Braintree. Chinese has an old saying, say, one hand cannot make a clap sounds. 10 chopsticks comes together much stronger than one. This award is a true reflection of support and teamwork together at their best. I have a lot of people I want to say thanks to tonight. If I miss anybody, please forgive me. And I will not be upset if you tell me that I talk too much. I remember when I did a presentation for Rotary Club, I got shut down. So I'm just going to go through a list of people that I would like to thank tonight. First is my family. They are my backbones. My husband, 4 kids, and my in-laws. Every time I have an event, they're automatic, no sign up, just go. Mom, give us a schedule, we just follow. And never complain until at the end. And all my friends who I call them my half-time sisters. I have 8 girlfriends from college, and which is the best thing that happened to me. I call them half-time sister. They're the one that I grab to go do my Relay for Life events, and they're the one that walking with me nonstop for 8 hours out there in the field and help me fundraise Relay for Life. And of course, they continue helping me throughout the year, where when I got upset or I need feedback, they're the one that I can throw any stupid question to. And most also to our Chinese American board members and community leaders who supported us. Example, our Vice President Sammy Zhang, our Treasurer Eddie from the East West Bank, our website designer. When you see our website come up with our beautiful picture with Han, he sits behind there, he never say anything. And of course, the BS Braintree High School ASA student ambassador, Emily Lee and Eric Lee. They are our biggest volunteer when we need it for all those events. Without them, we would not be able to success. Seniors And my senior service advisor, when I complain, is Frank from CEA. He said, Justine, you just have to be patient and take time to learn. And tonight, I don't think he's here, is our AAPI Commissioner, Gary Yens, also. He always there say, Justine, what you need for resource perspective. And of course, my dear Braintree Rotary Club member and friends, Callie Moore and the rest, they're the best club that where I can learn formally how to run a nonprofit. And I learn a lot from there, and there's always resource I can pull when I need it. And some other business leader like George Lang and Jack from Federation Cabinetry, every time we need fund, we go to them, they say, oh, we will support you. I know people say, oh, we don't see a lot of Asian business out there to help you, but because they're always in the background as one of our typical traditions is we give and we don't have to say anything. But I learned for this year that talking to a local is, if you're not there, you're not at the table, we don't know you exist. So I'm here because I'm the loud one. That's why on my team, you do not see them because they don't want to show up. But they only show up on my events. Braintree is my home, the longest place I ever lived, 21 years. I was born in Vietnam, grew up in China, and immigrated in US when I was 16. So I call Braintree our home. We moved here after we married and raised our 4 kids here. All our 4 kids went to public school and all come out to grade college and on going to college. So we have true believer of Braintree Public School. When my father was alive, he told me that he could never imagine we become US citizen from a little countryside of Vietnam, North Vietnam. I hope that he can see me tonight from the heaven. And Braintree is our home because the community open arms to welcome us when we moved to Braintree. The first invitation for play day at preschool, Girl Scout troops, cookie sales, gymnastics with Alice, endless hour of baseball field, chatting with Hang. And the Braintree family swimming pool we're still waiting for, even though we have a swimming team. Braintree has 20% Asian community. It hit me when my friend came over 2 years ago, say, we go help everybody else. How come it's not in Braintree? You know so many people, can you pull this together? So I'm here to thank Kate especially and the mayor's office. No matter who's in office, they're always supporting us. And this is how we started by somebody just started a conversation and Kate said, we can help you with everything that we knew and we just have to put together. So our first event was like, we're afraid nobody gonna come, right, Kate, right? And Mayor Kokoro has to open the second floor for the big audience to come in, and we packed it, the whole place. So this is what Braintree is all about. It's a community that come together when we need it. And that's why I work so hard to keep this community as who we are, the characteristic of the community. Long hour of master plan community. I remember we had a master plan meeting all night, and there's a young gentleman sit in the back there, Asian gentleman, long for about 2 hours. At the end, we said, anybody have questions? He was the only one remain. He said, I just want to see some diversity in the master plan. So this is one step forward from our master plan, bringing diversity in town of Braintree. So thank you, Mayor Joyce. And yes, to end my speech tonight, I know it's long, I would like to share some wisdom that my dear friend Song always say to me. She say, if you have 100 dreams, you are able to achieve one that's better than nothing. So you have one dream. She often tells me that giving is always thankful than receiving, because it's so that we have ability to give instead of waiting for receipt. So every time when I'm frustrated with things that doesn't go well, I come to think about Song, give me the advice that giving is always grateful than receiving. Life is more than persistent and urgency questions. What are we doing to others is Dr. Martin Luther King always asks, what can you do for others in life? I have so many bucket lists, such as grabbing my friend to support me running the marathon in Berlin, in Japan, and London. I have drinks with my husband to finish our NFL tour when we get to 60s. However, serving the community is not my bucket list. It's my mission. It's my daily service, giving back to the community. So I hope I'm here to ask every citizen of Braintree or the community, just give a little bit. Just think about it's not a bucket list, but if everybody can step up a little bit, the comfort zone, and give a little, we make a beautiful and better community, and we can call Braintree our home. Thank you.
Thank you, Justine. I would now like to invite to the podium Senator Keenan, in representing our legislative delegation, to present Justine a citation on behalf of the Massachusetts State Senate.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to be here to celebrate Justine on this Martin Luther King celebration. I bring the greetings of the Massachusetts State Senate on behalf of Senator Driscoll, who had another commitment tonight, and Representative Mark Cusack. And I notice in the back there, my good friend, former Senator Walter Timilty, who's now clerk of courts. So we come here in celebration of all that you have done, all that you do, and all that I'm sure you are going to do in the years to come, there's no doubt. You talked a little bit about how Braintree opened its arms to you. When somebody opens their arms, there's two ways to react. One is to step back, and the other is to enter into what you hope is a warm embrace. Justine, you entered the warm embrace, and that just wasn't enough for you. You took that warm embrace, and then you turned it so that every time somebody else needed to feel welcome, needed to feel that sense of community, you opened your arms to them, and Braintree is truly a better place because of it. Dr. King has said that we're all bound together in the garment of destiny. And he talked about being caught in this inescapable network of mutuality. And what he was talking about was a sense of community, that we are truly all in this together. That if we are to make a better neighborhood, to make a better community, to make a better Commonwealth, a better country, a better world, we have to recognize that we're all in it together. Justine, you so much epitomize that. You bring people together. As you say, 10 sets of chopsticks. You bring those 10 sets together. You make the noise, the good noise, that is heard throughout the community, and that truly is a draw to people, truly is a garment that brings people together, truly is a network of mutuality. So I just want to say thank you for all that you've done, all that you do, and all that I'm sure you will do. And to present this citation to you, official citation from the Massachusetts Senate, hereby extends a congratulation and recognition of you being named the 2025 Martin Luther King Jr. Citizen of the Year. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate, is signed by Senate President Karen Spilka, Clerk Michael Hurley, myself, John Keenan, Senator William Driscoll, and is presented on behalf of us and Representative Mas Cusack on this 30th day of January 2025. Congratulations.
To represent the Braintree Town Council, I am now glad to invite to the podium Councilor Meredith Baraga.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again, Justine. It's an honor for me to be here representing the council this evening. I don't think I could say it better than you said it yourself, but I do want to recognize that not only have you enriched the cultural life of Braintree, but you have also demonstrated day in and day out both the import and the power of civic engagement and how much even a little bit brings to our entire community. So on behalf of the council, we'd like to present you with this commendation that reads, Justine Huang is recognized by the Braintree Town Council as the 2025 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Citizen of the Year honoree. Your service to the town of Braintree has truly made a difference in the lives of others. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our legislators and Councilor Baraga. Before we complete tonight's ceremony, I would like to invite the Braintree High Concert Choir, as is tradition at this ceremony, to end with the song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you very much. Before I ask our Veterans Council to retire the colors to conclude the ceremony, we do have several people who we'd like to thank, for whom logistically this ceremony wouldn't occur, starting first and foremost with the team from the Mayor's Office, Kate Naughton and Megan Parsons. Thank you very much for all your work. Oh. Our Recreation Director, Brendan Croak, and Dave Monahan from Facilities, who always makes sure this room in this building always looks its best. We couldn't do it without Dave. A special thanks to Bill Needham and Jerry Comack from BCAM for this is going out live right now on BCAM and will be repeated over the next few weeks. To our veterans who have given so much in service to our nation and continue to serve our community. Thank you for being here, and of course, Chaplain Bert Tremblay for all you do. A very special thank you to the a cappella group of the choir, the Braintree High School Concert Choir, who all throughout the year joins us at events to lead us in song and to share with us the gift of their voice. And finally, I would like to invite everyone here to please join us after the ceremony. We do have some refreshments from Fasano's Catering, some sandwiches and some coffee. So please feel free to join us, spend some time, get to visit with Justine and one another, and certainly enjoy the evening. So I would like to thank you all for attending tonight's program as we celebrate the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and especially Justine Huang as the Martin Luther King Citizen of the Year for 2025.
If I forgot something, forgive me. One more person I need to thank is my Historical Society president, Steve Lenoy. I learned a lot of Braintree through the society as a board member. Last at all, today's Lunar New Year, second day. It's the day they welcome we open the door, welcome the Wealth Guard. So happy Lunar New Year, 恭喜發財，祝大家心想事成，萬事勝意。Thank you.
To conclude tonight's ceremony, I would now invite the Braintree Veterans Council to retire the colors. Again, thank you very much for your attendance tonight, and please join us for some refreshments. Thank you very much.